Welcome back, folks, to another video we are doing on Green Black Rock in Modern again. We've made some changes, but before we do anything, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and hopefully you can leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let's talk about the deck and some subtle changes I've made throughout the deck, and like where I think the future of this deck is. So mainly, we have cut a land for a bauble. We have trimmed one of the lilies because I think the card's just kind of mediocre. It's really only against a Murktide, and even then, it's hit or miss. For those two cuts, though, we have added two Taurox because I think the four-color mid-range pile matchup is, let's just say, abysmally bad. It's not very good. I think I've also cut a Dothi. I'm not sure exactly where I made all the changes, but basically the big changes, now we have two Taurox. I added a Mistress Bauble. I trimmed a land. Still is pretty much the same, shell. We've made a few subtle changes with Liliana also going. Sideboard, we've decided I think I trimmed the Bajuka Bog, maybe not in a video, but I tried trimming it, and I just think that was a mistake. As for the sideboard, we added Torpor Orbs, again, to help that four-color matchup. We still have the Torok and whatnot, and then, the rest of it, I think, is pretty stock, other than Veils. I don't know. This card's still very good against the Murktide matchup, and I think it helps quite a bit. And against Shadow, Rakdos midrange, there's plenty of decks where this card's just very good. If you come up against blue-white control or something, it's also fine. But I do think this is a pretty good card to have. I'm not sure if I want more than two ever, but when it's good, it's great, and sometimes it's just very mediocre in your hands. So I'm I'm still kind of questioning this card, but it's so powerful when it's good that it's almost game winning, especially in this deck where it's you need that one or two turns to just pull ahead, and Veil Summer just completely skips that in just one turn basically. If your Murktide opponent tries to counter something, you get a Veil of it, or even on turn one getting Thoughtseize and Veiling in response, just that game feels a lot different than a game where you don't have that effect. So it's almost like that choke-esque effect where it's just so backbreaking that you pretty much you just kind of win on the spot. Now, something like choke is something I've been thinking about, but I just think that Torpor is a better sticky permanent. Maybe it's not. Maybe I should try choke instead, but I tend to not love choke in this match, in a lot of matchups, because people have been going away from island subtypes, especially in blue-white control. They have a lot of creature lands. They have the check lands. They have a bunch of other stuff. So I think choke is in a much weaker spot. But choke is a little bit more versatile than Torpor Orb. Torpor Orb is kind of a targeted matchup for the four-color blink decks, and for Titan, maybe what's it called? Yawgmoth is a fine matchup for it as well. And maybe you can argue that we're already fairly favored against Titan and Yawgmoth, and you don't really need it in those matchups. But I still think it's the matchup in the four color is so abysmal that I kind of want to try these these different cards, and maybe choke is a better option. But again, we'll test and we'll see where it goes. We'll see how this league goes. But yep, this is the deck review. If there's any other questions, please leave a comment down below, and I'd be glad to answer any of the questions. Something that I think might need to change soon in the future as well is the mana base. I don't know. I haven't really touched it in a while, but I still think it's fairly decent. Maybe one or two more fetches, maybe trim on a Boseiju and whatnot. But as of right now, I've been enjoying the mana base. I think it's fairly stable. And yeah, anyways, we're getting into the first match, and I'll see you all there. We are here for the first match where we have a, decent hand. I don't think it's the best thing in the world. Could struggle against maybe a turn one Ragavan or something like that, but overall I think this is a fairly decent hand where, we have a pretty decent curve out. We have, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Not very susceptible to flooding out. An interesting start. It's a good draw. All right, I'm gonna fetch a Shockland here where we get our good old Reclaimer down and see where this goes. Guess what 3-drop I should be worried about? This could be a Knight of the Reliquary deck, but more than likely we're just gonna kill this Ignoble. Oh. That's annoying. That's super duper annoying. Ugh. uh. Alright. Go ahead, I guess. Well, talking about wanting more fetch lands, not really where we want more fetch lands. I played this out because I do want the ability to pretty much stone rain us to kill this Leonin Arbiter. Like, as an option, I think it's reasonable. But that's kind of tough. Leonin Arbiter is going to be a tough one to beat. Oh man, that's spooky. Okay, and they're ignoble. Well, now they can attack through this. Not great. Well, alright. We're definitely need some help this game. Oh my god. Alright. Okay. If we draw a land though, like a land that taps for mana is we can Torok and just like pretty much like, stop the entire board from getting through, but this is definitely a tough start for us. And if they don't have a land that's even spookier, it's very spooky. Probably just gonna have to play this Urza Saga out next turn. Oh, they don't have a land. That's not good. Land that taps for mana, a push. Not a bad draw. Problem is Urza Saga can't even fetch anything. Oh my god. Give me a land, please. They have a Coco. We're so doomed. I have like a mistake as well. Leonin Arbiter. What a great card to just like play. I'm like happy that we're up against this. Okay, that is a card that we can end up casting a Fatal Push here. And then we can cast a Torok if we want. I think we have to go for this play. Like, maybe this doesn't resolve, and that's okay, but does resolve. I think? No shot. Oh, we found a land. But is that us just dead? This is 5 damage. Yeah, we can Wither Bloom that, I guess. Not in a great spot, but we are alive. Hmm? I guess I should have attacked. We're not blocking this turn because I with their flyer. So yeah. Okay. I'm just kind of baffled. Okay, Field of Ruin. And Field us. We're gonna go to 1. I guess well, we might. I don't know. It's gonna be difficult to figure out what we want to do here. We might want to. What if they field our Urza Saga? Or if they field our one of our like our green source? Good night. But we might just whiff. Very shocking. Alright. This is tough. Are we gaining 2 life, or are we buying a land back, aka Urza Saga? I think we should gain 2 life. That could be a mistake. We have this to find. I think this is okay. We do have, Elvish Reclaimer to find Urza Sagas. Okay. I would assume this is a collected company deck, but I don't know. Anything, please? Cross our fingers. Uh-oh. Like an endurance. is. That's so bad. Oh, we're so fucked. This is okay. You know, this is at least fun. Yeah, you got it. We gotta chump block this turn. Like, really hope to God that we somehow win this game. I don't know how we win. Another hierarch. I don't know. Oh, okay, yeah, this thing's huge. It's a 7/7, so I think we needed all a fatal push. That's a reasonable opinion. Let's see, do we draw a fatal push or a removal spell? Alright, Turok. 2-1. We know their hand's a spell. I'm not sure what spell that is, but that's probably not going to be good for us if it is a spell. It might not be. I'm trying to think what we want. I'm thinking it's Torpor Orb again? Probably. Turns kills us. Ugh. That was a matchup. Alright, I definitely want to go for the throats. Probably EE is reasonable. I wish I could have seen more of their deck. Like I'm thinking Lily's not great. I'm thinking Torok's fine because they're probably have a decent amount of white spells. Nile Spellbomb's not great. Dothy's confirmed for sure. Lilies are pretty weak. They have a lot of X1s that they're really obviously can correct. I think not a bad looking build. The only card that I'm like somewhat questioning is Torpor Orb. I'm thinking that that's not the greatest. And also, I guess one thing we could think about is Golgariot Farm for Bajuka Bog. This is a land that taps for 2, and they do have a bunch of land destruction effects, I'd assume. Or at least like Field of Ruins, Ghost Quarters, stuff like that. But nah, I think we're gonna just stick with this. I think this should be a decent matchup, as long as, like, now that we know they're, a creature-heavy deck, and we play around what's his face, I think that's okay. And I think this hand's pretty medium, but I think it's good. We need to fetch early and often. Well, probably not with this hand, but this hand is definitely okay. Not amazing, but double Urza Saga is pretty good. Do you want to fetch out a basic swamp? I think so. The Punisher case is like Tarmogoyf. It's pretty good. We don't want to, if an ability, yeah, so we don't want to discard that. Is it Leonin Arbiter? We could just take the Giver because it'll be annoying. Could also just take the Leonin Arbiter because then we can just kill this. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I think we take the Leonin Arbiter because we can just kill the Giver on our turn 1 here. Play the Saga, and then, like, either way, we're gonna have to go out of our way to, basically kill this or the Leonin Arbiter, in my opinion. So I think I'd rather just be more mana efficient this turn. But I mean, obviously they draw Leonin Arbiter, that makes it annoying, but okay, they drew nothing. Good. We could draw 2. Assuming they're going to even mine this turn, but if they do that, then we get 2 Urza Saga pumps, which I think is pretty good for us. Then we have Elvish Mystic's not that, or Elvish Reclaimer's not amazing in this position, but this is annoying that, like, I'm not gonna say this is, I think this is gonna be a pretty bad matchup because, like, it's good and bad, but, like, I think a traditional rock deck would be a lot better positioned because it's, a little bit less susceptible to these these anti-search effects, basically. Anti-search effects are fine. Give me something in the top 4, please. Unlikely, but hey, you never know. Damn it. That's like kind of one. We're so close. Alright, let's play our Reclaimer attack, I believe. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine trading Construct for even Mind Sensor. 4 cards, and one of them is a Luxon Smite. This is, you know, very. It's not the best, not the first. Spider. Yeah. Good news about Eldritch Reclaimer is we can sack the Saga in response, or we can bounce it with the bounce land. I don't know which one we want to do yet, but I think we're in a reasonable position here. And then even EE can just count as like a +1/+1 to the constructs, which isn't like amazing. Anthem sometimes get it done. We'll see what they're on. Their land. Torok. That is a good magic card. Don't know if it's worth playing though. I actually don't think it is. We could have attacked this turn, but I think it's a little risky. Like, we could have made out a token, played EE on 0. But I just don't think that's. Don't really care about that one. Kind of like okay at best. And then we can also, so what we can do here is we can actually put this EE next turn with a Springleaf Drum. Doesn't seem very, you know, it's not very obvious how that play works, but I mean, it's obvious that you can do it, but it's not an obvious play, a line of play that's available, I should say. We triple block. Now we're winning this race pretty easily. No real reason to block, in my opinion. Just like whatever, I don't really care that they're attacking for 4. We can just grab Shadow Spear too. I don't think we even need to kill these creatures. Something we could do, but that important. That's a bunch of 4/4s. I think I grab Shadow Spear. We can actually play out this EE. Let's see what they do. Solitude. What are we killing? Probably a Construct or Reclaimer is also a reasonable hit. Okay. Never mind, we can't make this play anymore. I was gonna say we could, you know, could play this out if they have nothing in hand, and then just like make them block with the Endurance, but not anymore. God damn it. Yeah, I think this is just better as a Anthem effect. Alright, so since they have Luxodon Smiters, do we even want to have Torox in our deck anymore? And it's still probably a card. It's hard to like say that that's a bad card to be playing in our deck. Okay. Like, I don't care about this because we're gonna be attacking with a crackback of 6 on a Shadow Spear up creature. I guess the problem is they can block Luxodon and Endurance. We don't care. Because if we just equip a Shadow Spear, then they have no good attacks anymore. And we're just going to win the long term with. Well, we could even just play out Torok and just have a be pro creature. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just do that, and then we'll just grab a Urza Saga on the end step here. I guess we should do it now. right? Yeah, they have Field Ruin. Any like anti-search effects are gonna be pretty bad for us anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get rid of Swamp, just worse than Urborg here. Like now they didn't. I don't know. That's kind of weird to me. Weird line of play. Think any attacks are reasonable yet? Because if we attack with constructs, they just put 2/4/4s on one, and we don't get to kill both. So I guess if they did that, we could have pushed one. I think it's just better. What do we have left? We have Springleaf Drum left. As a search effect. What do they have? Could be Stoneforge Mystic. I don't think they'd have that deck. They could. Not like unreasonable. This making this sack something to get another one because I have two here. Hopefully they don't have like a anti. No, if they had an anti-surge effect, they would have played it already. Okay, should definitely hit a construct or hit Elvish Reclaimer. We can just go get another Urza Saga now off of the swamp. You're in a very good spot here. Very, very, very good spot. Land would be kind of cool. No, that's not what I meant. Untapped land, shit. That's a tad bit annoying, but that's okay. 7/7s still can't attack profitably this turn. We can do it next turn. Yeah, we do want to play the land though. I believe. Not this turn, but next turn. I think it's when we should start attacking. Have 7/7s and then 8/8s. Plus one's gonna be equipped with the Shadow Spear, which is gonna be a freaking massive threat. Hopefully they don't have like a Urion in their deck or something. That would be annoying. Actually, these are gonna be 9/9s. Jesus. They're huge creatures. 10/10. They're all a solitude. And let them do this first. Yeah. Okay. A 9/9. Pretty good attack. They just block with 2 smiters. 2 smiters and a solitude. Or I guess they would block with like smiter, smiter, solitude, solitude, solitude. We could kill all their solitudes. No, that seems really risky actually by them. Yeah, let's just attack with this. They probably just trade with smiter, smiter. Like not risky, but I think it's suboptimal because then I think we just kill solitude, solitude, solitude. Smiter, smiter, solitude. There's no shot they block with all of it. Like sometimes you want to do that because you're gonna get the extra lifelink, but I don't think it's worth it because in the scenario where we just kill all their solitudes, it's bad for them. A Field of Ruin. All right, we don't have any more basics to go grab, which is annoying. It's not a good draw. Yes, honestly, ship all is a fine attack, but I will hold back to Rockstow. All right. I think we're winning this one, but it would involve probably another Solitude could win them the game. About it. Giver doesn't do it. So this turn we just ship all. They have to block at least one. No way we can win with put. They just not block at all. All right, or that. What? All right, that's okay. Or that. Yeah, okay. I think Torpor Orb's good enough with solid attack. I guess it's like. What other ETB effects do they have? Endurance is not that big of a deal. It's literally just Solitude. I would assume it's only Solitude. And like Endurance just doesn't matter. Like if Endurance did something important, I would care, but since it does like essentially nothing, its text is it's not completely irrelevant, like for Tarmogoyf and stuff like that, but it's damn near close to irrelevant, so let's just have a good old turn one discard spell into like, you know, a bunch of spells. Like maybe Dark Compound or something. Alright, do we want to keep the 7? I think so. The only weird part about this hand is the turn 1 play is kind of unclear to me. Because there are, well, it really depends on their turn, but there's so many different factors with this hand that I'm kind of sketched out by what we should do. Like, my thought is turn 1 fetch on Thoughtseize, but we do have a push for Leonin. I don't know. We gotta really figure this out. There's not enough information or context about what we'd want to do here. At least yet. Another push. We could just go fetch shock push. That's reasonable. Slow them down. They are on a mulligan to 6, so I think slowing them down is the correct play. And next turn what we can do is like Eldritch Reclaimer plus Springleaf Drum. And then Thoughtseize. See what we're drawing here. Another removal spell would be fantastic because Giver of Runes is a scary ass magic card. Alright, green. Black. I also missequenced that. I think we Thoughtseize them this turn. Just a Prismatic Ending. Okay, so their hand is not the greatest against ours. We can just push the Giver, and their hand is Field, which like does very close to nothing at best. Just swamp here. If auto yields, we might as well just push this, right? Yeah, we're gonna have to push it eventually. The way this card works is just you can never not fatal push it, sadly. It probably doesn't get better than now, so we might as well as rip it off. Yeah. Very skeptical, but they're probably just gonna end up casting whatever spell they cast or whatever they draw, so it's very, very small chance that we'll ever get a window to have a Thoughtseize work again. And like I think that play that they made last turn was probably such a good draw. It's like sketchy because it's sketchy to let it resolve, but I think we have to let it resolve. Then we can go like instep, pay for Leonin Arbiter, crack it for an Urza Saga. Springleaf Drum here is useful. This is very interesting. We just Stone Rain them. I guess we get a Forest here. And now they just made these 3/4s. Definitely interested by that play. Might as well pay it on their. Look, we can only attack, right? Because we can go pay, fetch, and then yeah, it's fine. They just have a land. They're assuming they play it here. Okay, yeah, we're in a good spot. Pay, fetch, shock, yes. Let's get rid of the forest here. Alright. I think we win this game pretty easily now. Definitely a sketchy card, but yeah. Dark Confidant, not a great draw, not a bad draw. It's like decent. I almost like thought about not playing it. The good news is we can draw before we figure out if we want to pay for this Leonin Arbiter. Elvis Reclaimer, Boseiju. Seiju's kind of a fun one. Guess we should just ship with everything, right? Yeah. I don't think they have any really good blocks here. Wow. That is baffling, that block. Maybe they have engineered explosives. E on 1 would be kind of devastating. I highly doubt that's in their deck, but alright, we ended up getting there. That was a sweet match. I'll see you all in match number 2. We're here for match number 2, where our starting hand is Buns. Alright, looks like we're going to 5. These are the starts we love to see. Oh my. These are the starts we like to see. So what are we thinking here? I think we want to keep Spellbomb. I think we gotta like high roll this game. Let me put back these two. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna go turn 1 Reclaimer and just like hope that they're a graveyard deck. Like Living In would be ideal. Living In would be like close to. It's like oopsies. Okay, that's a good draw. Well, if this is oops all spells, we are kind of boned. Not much we can do against this deck. Oh no, it's Neoform. Oh, it's even worse. Do we have something that we can grab? No. Neoform is a or up. Oh god. This is such a bad matchup. Alright, Rot Farm. Gotcha. I don't think we can do anything against them except for hold up Fatal Push. I think their combo involves having, I don't know. I think it involves things. Involves things and stuff. Yeah, we should just attack with this. We can grab a fetch land and just go complete beatdowns, hopefully. Lost Knife Drum. Kill that one. Grab a fetch land. Shadow Spear, Mistress Bobble, Dothy. Oh, someone just subbed on YouTube. Oops. Oopsies. What are we doing here? Bobble them, see what the hell they're drawing. Answer the Tangle. They probably have a freaking Veil of Summer. I'm kind of convinced they have a Veil of Summer. They don't. Oh man, that changes things. They're drawing a Chancellor. Definitely attacking here. We have them dead next turn. They're at 8. We do with Shadow Spears, so I don't even need to do anything. Guess we'll play Spell Bomb. Actually, how the fuck do they win from here? I don't know how they win. I don't think they can win at this point. I think they're at too low of a life total. Oh, and we just drew fucking Bloodchief's Thirst for their Gristlebrand. That's such a good draw. Okay, they could have the game life spell in their hand, I guess. But I feel like they're just dead. I don't know what the heck hand they kept. I don't know. We could lose this game. Let's see. Okay. Can we like draw a discard spell or something? That would be like kind of helpful, I think. All right, they're at 1. You weren't dead, but they're at 1. Okay. I don't know what just happened there. We probably shouldn't have won that game, but then okay. Stuff we won. Definitely the 6. 4/4 doesn't do anything. He probably does nothing. Veil could be relevant. Bushes are not good. Twarok could be relevant-ish. And I think they have any graveyard stuff, so we probably just want to get rid of like this stuff. It's just worse than go for the throat, I think. But maybe we can like do this. I mean, this matchup seems really bad. Like, I think this is the hand or this is the way this deck looks, but we probably shouldn't have won that game 1 to be to be very blatant about that. We should not have won that game. All right, we have probably the best hand we could have. It's turn 1 discard, turn 2 either clock or card draw to find Necro. But I think we'd probably want Necro. Necro just wins us the game. I don't know. It's gonna be tough. They could also just like have a fucking ley line here. They're on a 4. They conceded from the game. Let's go. All right, I'll see you on match number 3. We're here for match number 3, where we have a land-heavy hand, but we're up against Hexdrinker 9, and I'm just going to hope that this means that they're a fair deck, and I think this hand's pretty decent against a fair deck, but that's not really a great way to figure out what the heck they're playing, but that's my guess. Ah, shit. Oh, maybe they're not playing a fair deck. Yeah, it's probably fair in the sense that Ragman's a fair Magic card. Not very fair in my opinion, but you know, neither here nor there. We will block. You give me an opportunity. Game's painful sometimes, isn't it? Okay, Dothy, doesn't matter. Give me a removal spell, please. Goodness. Alright, well, I did keep a little bit of a sketcher. Dark Confidant. Please. Show me the light, buddy. Another removal spell. Oh, nope, forgot cave. Okay. I don't know what we're up against. But I think we... Oh, please don't run in 6 me. Okay, Bolt. I don't know if that's good, but certainly happens. Okay, Forest. Good. We didn't want that. They definitely don't have Rin. A Fable of the Kiki. Mirror Breaker. Card is good. Removal spell, maybe? Right on time. Perfect timing, buddy, pal. Ugh. Okay, good news is they do have to attack Lily, which means they don't get a trigger. But maybe, I mean... probably not. This seems like an interesting matchup where just... I mean, obviously I kept an interesting hand, to say the very least. Endurance Fury, woo. They're good cards. Maybe they don't care about Lily. I mean, they certainly should, but... Hell. Okay, they do. Smart decision. Typically think this is one of the best cards in our deck sometimes, and I think in this scenario it would have been certainly good. They don't have any more lands, which is good. Spyro. Gonna lose their hands, but then they're gonna have Fable plus Spyro, which is certainly a combo. We have we have a fair amount of draws that can kill this card. Like Beseiju. Wave's great. Probably need to find like a push this turn. This looks like maybe like Panza? Would assume it's... I don't really know, to be honest, though. For all. Alright, we need like a Beseiju, a push. Something along those lines. Saga is certainly a magic card, but I don't think it's gonna win us this game. Sadly. I think the problem is they just get to draw 2 cards every turn, make a bunch of tokens. What are you discarding? Well, at least Star Torox had a bolt range. That's good. Certainly decent. Can't really attack with anything. Okay. Deck. Give me a removal spell. Fatal Push. Fuck. That's not good. I mean, there's like no good attacks, so I'll just say go. Can't really attack till next turn. But next turn we get to grab Shadow Spear, I guess. We have to. I was thinking maybe we could grab Nile Spellbomb, but it just doesn't seem very smart. They have a Fury, we're dead, probably. Uh-oh. Seems like a Fury. Gonna be my guess. Putting money on it. Putting money on it's a Fury. That would be their 3rd Fury. Yeah. No shocker there. Yeah, are they gonna kill Tarmogoyf? No. It would have been reasonable to try and kill Tarmogoyf there because, the way this card works is they can copy Fury, which is pretty good. Like, and we drew too many lands, but I definitely kept a land heavy hand, so it's partially my fault. I think I just gotta let this hit and just let this happen. Like, we just gotta let this Ragman not hit a fatal push, hopefully. If it hits a fatal push, at least I get Copium. I get an excuse. I can just say Ragman's the problem. We lost the game because of it. Right, I don't care about that. That actually grows our Tarmogoyf, which is nice. I'd love for them to cast it. Thank you. Grows our Tarmogoyf to a reasonable 6-7 size. Okay. If we had a chance, it would involve Fatal Push this turn. Or a removal spell. I don't know. I don't know if that counts. I think we're at a point where we just need to draw fish. Yeah, bobble. We need to draw Fatal Push this turn. There's a Saga's not do it. Fetching their upkeep. We still have Revolt triggered. I think we're going to concede if we don't draw a Fatal Push here. But we're just dead here. They copy Fury and... Alright, well, came down... Well, I guess it didn't matter because they could have copied it there anyways. Yeah, it didn't matter. Alright, Torpor Orb, it seems like it'd be fairly decent in this matchup. Liliana, just... They're probably on, like, Arbor Elf, Utopia Sprawl stuff. They're probably on Renin 6, if I would assume anything, so it makes our X ones look a little sketch. Spellbomb can come out. I think Dothy's not very good. Rock might be Cool. Go for the throats are probably good. Lily's just word, not very good. EE's okay-ish, but it's like only good if they like have one of those hands where it's like Utopia Sprawls, Arbor Elf, stuff like that. So I think it's just like kind of a little bit of you're not gonna stretch to make it good. Did we mulligan that game? We just kind of ran over. Oh no, we just kept a land heavy hand. That's what ended up happening, and it was just like land heavy hand where they had Dragaman on the play. Just you know, modern is like that these days, where you just can't really do too much against that if you're playing this deck specifically, unless you have a removal spell or something. But we didn't, so okay, we are on the play. Let's oh man, Tarmogoyf's really good in the matchup. So if we don't hit a land, we'd lose this game. We have 2 draws at it. I'm gonna keep this. Don't know if I just have to bobble ourselves, because if we have a land on top, I don't think we can. I just don't think it's reasonable to me that we can play out a Thoughtseize here. There's the land. I think we just have to let it happen. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong, but it's just pretty hard for me to be like, yeah, we don't have a land. We have a Ragavan. Okay. Ragavan's annoying, but yeah. Let's just get some basics on the board. Can't bolt this, which is nice. We could pitch cast Fury. That sucks for us. Like this is just gonna be a game where we lose to Ragavan probably, and that just sucks. Like both games probably is okay. They're very land light. License Hurst. Guess we have to block because this Tarmogoyf's not getting any better. Yeah. Tarmogoyf's literally just gonna be absolutely abysmal from here on out, so should have thought he's on one. Yes. That is a good draw. Spyro. And what? Probably Lightning Bolt I have to take. I don't care about Blood Moon at this point. I kind of do. It has to be Spyro Bolt. Right. Problem is we leave Blood Moon, then like can't do our Urza Saga shenanigans, but I think that's okay. Alright. Don't draw land for Blood Moon, please. Can we dodge a turn? I think making 1 Saga token can win us the game. Oh. Neither of those come true. I also like go for the long line of getting up a Seiju, but alright. Don't land, please. Land would be very, very, very annoying. Ugh. It's like how do you expect that? Ah. Blood Moons. Okay. Blood Moon's one of the harder cards in the deck to beat. But there's a world we can beat it. Probably involves Witherbloom command. We're gonna need to kill this unlicensed Hearst. And probably go the long way to be getting, it's gonna take a while, but there's a world where you can beat this. It's not like a great world, but go for the throat. Pretty good. Gonna be a tough game to win, but it's possible. Especially with Go for the Throat. It's a very good card. Go for the Throat can kill not unlicensed hearse, now that I realize it. Yikes. I was like, oh, we can just kill the hearse. Never mind. It says target non-artifact creature. F. That's not fun. Okay. Second hearse. Gotcha. Well, now it's gonna be hard to beat in naturally without drawing. We kind of need to naturally draw a Boseiju to beat Blood Moon now. It's gonna be pretty difficult to kill both of these. Thoughtseize. We'll fire it off. Boseiju. Is that gonna kill Shadow Spear here? Yeah. Deck upsets me. I can just pick it up. I'm just like upset. It came down to like, let's not turn one card spelling. I'm just like upset the way this turned out. It's not really like, it's hard to say that one specific point lost us the game, but it feels like it was because we didn't turn one Thoughtseize or whatever. But it's really hard to justify doing that when you have one land. Like, if we hit the land drop, we're in a good spot. Since we didn't, we'll have to kill the Spyro too. Not very strong. Very great place to be. That's what we gotta do. License Hearse. Good match card. Just lose, basically, if we don't do this play. Do accrued, whatchamacallit, accrued hearse. I'll just want, we really gotta draw Boseiju probably this turn. And we know they even have a Boseiju in hand, so we need to draw Boseiju like now. I'm trying to think, maybe what we gotta do, maybe I made the mistake of, maybe I should have let them have Spyro. Oh my god, they have the Boseiju loop again. Come on. It's difficult. Difficult playing this deck sometimes. Fatal push. Okay. I actually kind of want to just thin my deck. That's just better. Uh-oh. Spyro? No. Fury. Alright. I think we're dead here. Trying to think of a world we win this game. I just, like, Blood Moon's a beater. Let's grab the bounce land, because why not? It's not going to end up mattering anyways. Gives us, you know, if we somehow unlock the Boseiju some way, somehow, maybe it's okay, but I think we are hitting the 0% chance of winning. I'll give it like a draw step here, but I don't think we can reasonably win. I mean, yeah, no, I highly doubt it's possible at this point. So the last card in hand is Boseiju. We'd have to draw like a big creature, which is like Tarmogoyf, but they can shrink Tarmogoyf. Confidant just dies to Ren. Yeah, okay. That's a tough game. Probably that one's gotta be a tough matchup. Blood Moon's such a good card. I think I fucked up on the turn. The two mistakes I think I possibly made this game were not discard spelling on one, but I think it's reasonable to not discard spell on one, and then I think I should have taken Bolt Moon and just tried to out grind. Yeah, I think that was the mistake. So yeah, on turn whatever that was the mistake. But anyways, I will see you all in match number 4. We're here for match number 4. We are on the play with another Landlight hands. We got a mulligan. Oh man, the land heavy hand now. I think we can do better on 5. And I think this is a better 5, so I think we gotta just do this. Have Dark Confidant win us this game. Come on, Confidant. See what type of deck they are. Uh-oh. This looks like a Jund deck, which should not be good for us if they have a run in 6 here. Should not be good. Oh, please, for the love of God, don't run in 6 me. Oh my goodness. Push. Okay, whew, okay, that's a lot more reasonable. Liliana. I'll take that. I'll take it. I'm pretty happy with this outcome. Like, it could have been Ren in 6 instead. 100% could have been Ren in 6. Which is just like 10 times worse for us. Like, that is a concedable line, I think. I don't know what we're going to want to grab here. They obviously don't have another discard spell. Just terminating? Okay. Pretty happy with this. Now I'm thinking whether or not we want to get like Nile Spellbomb. I think that's what I want to grab. Feeling as if that's going to be the best card in the short term. Autsies. Okay. I'm going to take Witherbloom commands. Ooh, don't you dare Liliana me. Picking up. No. Okay. Gotta draw a land here. Oops. Alright, that's a land. That's a land. That's a land. Okay, here we are. We're for a mold into 5. I feel like we're at a decent parity here. We have some decent draws at this point. Like us, like that one. That's a good draw. Perfect draw, actually. It's the best draw on the deck. Card gives us a basically a 3-for-1 in the matchup. So feel pretty excited about that draw. Dashing the monkey. Uh-oh. What are we hitting? Is it a card that makes me want to lose the game? Dothy. That's pretty fucking good. Well, we were in a good position until they played this card called Ragavan, which I think we've lost to 3 times now, basically, but that's okay. Seems like we've lost the card 3 times. Holy shit. Their hand is like absurdly annoying. I mean, we'll take the Ragavan. The cards are very redundant at the bare minimum. Their cards are very redundant. Other than that one, they all do the same thing. But land. We need to grab Bobble. Yeah. Oops. This is why we save the fetch lands. It might not be very intuitive, but like you gotta get your value where you can, and at the very bare minimum, these are lines that the small percentages that change that change your long-term win percentage, like stuff like this. It's not like it again, very subtle stuff, but uh definitely stuff that you have to do, in my opinion, to win games of Magic. Like waiting is relevant for multiple reasons. All right, this is okay. A better question is, if we see an Urza Saga, how does that work? We know they have Terminate, and like honestly, I don't think this card's good enough. Like even if they didn't have Terminate, we play it, they attack us. I mean, never thought I'd hit the day where I'm like, this is not good at this point, but I don't think that's good enough. I think we need a removal spell, honestly. This is like so sketch. I don't think this is gonna be good enough either. Do we have a card that can win us the game? I don't. Shadow is a very okay. I guess we need to draw a Tothy of our own. That's what needs to happen. That or a removal spell. And they've flooded out pretty poorly to allow us to give us a chance, but oh my god, that was such a good draw. Oh yes. Oh, let's go. We will trade. That was so good. Please don't draw a removal spell this turn. No! Fuck. So close. Don't think there's a land that does it. Let's look. No, there is not. We're just grabbing Saga. Not a land in the deck that helps at this point. That sucks. That sucks. I mean, we probably shouldn't have won that game in any remote sense. But it sucks to lose to Ragavan. There was nothing I missed. Oh, I didn't. I fucking missed Shadow Spear. No, I didn't, because Saga was on 2. Never mind. Okay. I thought I punted. I was like, oh my god. Okay. Oof. Veil Summer, good. Go for the Throat, good. EE is like kind of medium, but like could be good. Typically, you want to trim all the discard. I think EE is just like worse than a Torok here. Yeah, let's just run this. We could like bring in Soul Guide Lantern, but I'm not really interested in that. I think we have a perfect amount of like Graveyard Hate. Very, very medium keep here, but I think this hand's good enough. It's like, don't just like turn 1 Ragavan me into Renin 6 into Liliana. Like, their deck's more explosive. So what you gotta realize. Push. I think we need to save the push. Because we want the Blood Chief's Thirst for the Renin 6. Oh. I'm actually like not upset about that. I'm not upset about that at all, really. Please have another Ragavan. I would love to fucking kill your other Ragavan with the Witherbloom command. Definitely concerned about it. Like I don't think we can reasonably play out a creature here. I'm just like very much concerned about a Liliana of the Veil. Like very reasonably not gonna slam a creature into a potential Liliana of the Veil. Pyro? Yeah. Don't care about that one. Land, we're definitely kicking rock. That's funny. That's annoying, but funny. Yeah, we're definitely double spelling here, I think. It hurts to, to be like, yeah, any land, we'll kick Torok and it. Never. Probably get rid of Torok if they play Crocs this turn. Not sure about that one though. We'll see. We'll see. Like to get rid of this with like a spell bomb, but it's not a guarantee. They have 5 cards in hand. Yeah. What are we doing? Please play another Spyro. I literally would love that. Okay. Thumbs up. Got my thumbs up. You got my approval. Rock, can you survive for a turn? Or Confidant? Honestly, wow. Yeah, I was like, honestly, they might want to kill the. I don't think that's unreasonable. Lands are appreciated. Dothy. Oh my god, such a land. Such a good land. I mean, we say okay to this. Now, are we making a construct? Probably. I think we are grabbing Nile Spellbomb. Oh my goodness, that's freaking foul. Gross. Next turn we just get to give me the value. Give me the value. Next turn we just go double Dothy with Torok. Thumbs up for me. Alright, I thought we were gonna lose this game, but Torok, Urborg, lots of things got us into a good position here. Yeah, let's grab Shadow Spear. Let's get these Void Walk-ins down. Void Walk-in. Do we want to push one down? We'll do it on their turn. Paying costs. You do run Bloodbraid Elf. Wow. Inquisition. Goes elect. It is a time to be alive. Okay. So we have to push a Spyro. They attack for 6/8. Odd. Or Confidant. I shouldn't attack with you. Shouldn't attack with you, Confidant. Greatness at any cost. 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 Gotta type it to him. Dun 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 dun. No! Shouldn't have attacked with Dark Confidant. That's okay. That's okay. I'm happy to lose to Dark Confidant any day of the week. But anyways, I'll see you all in the 5th and final match. Here for the final match. Hopefully we can pull out the positive record. Would greatly appreciate it. And it's pretty good. Up against a Yorion deck. Uh-oh. You know what that means. Probably 4-color snooze piles, but we'll see. Hand's good against 4-color snoozers, so hopefully. And they mulligan to 6, so hopefully it is, hopefully it's not 4-color snooze fest, but I take just the actual ramp. We can just push the, Arbor Elf. We can't really interact with this in a meaningful way. Like, push plus Reclaimer next turn's a fairly decent line. That's a good spell! There's a reason we decided to add this to the main, is because this matchup specifically, so at the bare minimum, I'm very curious to see how this matchup goes. This is a little bit of a different variant, I believe, but that's okay. It doesn't look to be normal. Planebound Accomplice. What the hell this means? Are we playing a Confidant? I think I am. I don't know if this is like 100% correct, but we could have gotten a land drop here, but yada 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 yada, whatever. It's okay. Yada yada, long story short, I think it's fine. Don't kill my Confidant. Pitch cast? What'd we pitch? Solitude for Solitude? Okay. Interesting. Looks like they're gonna, Yorion stuff. Like, maybe I should have. Nah, I don't know. I just like to find a land this turn, make my life easy. If I find a fetch land this turn, life is much. Actually, any lands that taps for mana this turn. Like, bounce land is probably the worst draw. Yeah, bounce land would be the worst draw. Besage you read my mind, buddy. I'm going to play out of confidant here. It's a little bit risky, but I'm doing it. I want to push forward and get ahead. I know this is probably the optimal play is to not play this out, but they're on a low enough life total that I think I want to get somewhat aggressive here and like put creatures on the battlefield if they draw exactly. Okay, don't care about that. Now we should be winning this one. Okay, Verdant was also just like the best possible. Don't think they're running counter spells in their deck. That was me. Alright, let's see what we're discarding. Yorion, Planebound Accomplice, sure. Next turn, we have them dead on board, question mark? One off. We might be able to kill them if we draw a fetch land, yeah. Okay, now we have them dead. But they could have, like, the fairy? Okay. Beladar Guardian. Fury in their hand. It's pretty good. I don't think they can. I don't know. Maybe they can win this game. It'll be pretty tough. Any removal spell does it here. Confidant. Can I kill them? So there. Go push Guardian. Attack with Rock. Alright. They get to play out of Fury, which sucks, but I think we can beat that. There's like no way we can really stop them. Yeah. Do we trade? Yeah, I think we attack this turn. Get rid of this Fury. I might not get rid of the Fury. I might get rid of the Arbor Elf. But I think getting rid of the Fury this turn is reasonable. Because next turn we just kill them with Shadow Spear. Oh, we don't even need Shadow Spear. I mean, there's a million ways we can kill them. But we also just draw, you know what? Witherbloom Command, Drain Gain. Drain Gain. Let's see what we would draw. Okay, Torp Orb seems pretty good against this deck. Same with Torok. Go for the throats. Pithing Needle for Vivian. What reasonable? Bad cards include Spell Bomb, Lilies. Like, the weird part about this, the awkward part, is that they are on like Utopia Sprawl stuff. So like pushes aren't bad. They're also on like Feldar Guardian stuff. So like they're not bad, but they're just like. And Dothy's great. I think we need to trim like on maybe a Confidant, like some Glyphs. I think Glyph's just worse than Confidant in this matchup. Might be wrong, but I think we're kind of like the control deck in this matchup. We'll see how it goes. Glyph is just like not the best card deck. And we're both on a. Yes, it's a little bit of a sketcher, but they're on 5. And I don't think we can mulligan this hand. We have essentially 1, I have like 3 draws to find a land before we're falling behind. Maybe 4. Depends. Depends on like what their turn 1, turn 2 is. No fail a summer me, please. Feel happy about this. What color are we naming? Very interested. Probably red or like blue. Wait, are they even blue? Yeah, they are blue. I'd assume red or blue. Like if they're on a red and 6 game plan, it's red. But I think typically in these types of decks, you want to name blue this card. Can't speak. It will pick a color eventually. Chooses white. Interesting. Alright, there's the land that we were looking for. Let's see. Guess it's the bound. Happy I drew the swamp. That's nice, right? We can kill this when we need to. But the reason I took the plane bound, I don't know if I, obviously I didn't talk about it very deeply, but I want to be able to round this confidant this turn. And I think if they ran out the plane bound, I am like almost needing to go for the throat it. So I'm just not very interested in that line. You fucking rid in 6 card. Card's so obnoxiously good. It's like kind of freaking insane how good this card is. Freaking annoying, but it's okay. We can live with our life, our what happens, whatever. I think Torpor Orb is a good card to have. Better than go for the throat-in. Just like kind of annoying. Whatever. Alright. Still kind of interested why they didn't name blue. Going with white more. Don't have Veil. If you have Veil, I riot. I will riot so hard. It's a good card. Good fetch now. Okay, maybe they just have like a removal spell for this, and I'm gonna be super sad. Karmic Guide, Fury, Yorion. All of these cards don't do anything with Torpor Orb on the battlefield. But what is the scariest if they somehow, or if they just play it out, I guess? Is it Yorion? I think it's Yorion, because we can always just like sack Dothy to block Fury? Yes. A great line. Line we are somewhat forced to make. I'm happy they didn't shuffle or crack their lands. Then they could have cast either one of these. Don't you dare cast Prismatic Ending. Oh. Man, like, I don't need to talk about it, but that just saddens me deeply. That just saddens me a little bit. Maybe against popular belief, but like, I don't know. It's just kind of, what's upsetting? It's not that, I think this is like a fine game state. It's just kind of upsetting that these decks get Yorion and we don't get, like, we don't get a companion. It's just, I'm not saying, oh, unban Lurrus, because it's not really what I'm saying, but like, I just wish we had something, or they didn't have Yorion, where like I look at that hand, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just take the Fury or the Karmic Guide. I mean, probably the Fury, but that's that whole rabbit hole thing is just irrelevant. Doesn't really matter. Like, obviously, we have to take the 4 or 5 flyer because we're gonna lose to it. just as a blank card. It didn't even have to do anything. Just like a little upsetting. So had been upsetting, but it's just like probably isn't good enough. Yeah, I guess, yeah, they're just gonna cast Karmic. Yeah, we're done. I should have taken a draw step because maybe we're not hard that maybe. Okay, do we want Armagoy after that showing? Probably not. I feel like we were in a decent spot. They top decked Prismatic Ending and the game just spiraled out of control there. I don't think I care too much. I mean, it happens. Their top deck was good. Can't really stop that. Enough. Yeah. And might be good enough. I think we keep. Then go for the throat. Brought an Ancient Grudge. It's for like, I guess. Hey, taking. Problem is, well, they can get. Could just like lose this whole spiel combo. Just take the Arbor Elf. No, because they can just like torpor or bust. I think we have to take the Plane Bound Accomplice. Like their hand's kind of gross, but and it's kind of grody, but kind of sucks that they have an Ancient Grudge. Like probably not the best card in the world against us, but I guess it's pretty decent. I just assumed they'd be on like Force of Vigor or something, where like that wouldn't feel as bad. I think, but docking their thingy into play. Sure. They're on 1, 2, 3 mana, 4 mana next turn. Okay. We're not playing Torpor this turn, I don't think. I want to try and force them to use this Grudge on something else. Actually, maybe I shouldn't even attack her in. Fine, Yorion. Solitude. Here. Maybe I should have played Dorper Orb. I don't know. Kind of like, that's frustrating. Like, even something as simple as that's frustrating. I'm not saying it's too it's just frustrating. Like, I just don't think we can win this game now. Need to draw up probably a removal spell. Or a discard spell. Ugh. I don't know. It's okay. See what they end up doing here. Plane bound. Alright, they won. Oh, I mean, did we? Okay, that game was one I think we should have lost. I guess. I don't really know. I think the 2 losses prior to that were plating errors by me. I don't remember exactly now what I did wrong. The game where I didn't Thoughtseize away the Blood Moon, I think was bad. And then the game that we lost. Trying to think. Like, was there a chance to take something else? Like, should we take in the Arbor Elf? Maybe that's the line, but then like their hands just like they just get to turn 4 and they win. So I just don't think that's even right. So I mean, I think the game 5 was unavoidable loss. I think like the way we drew. Game 4 or match 4 against whatchamacallit? Ponza. I think very avoidable loss. I think I just misevaluated their hands, and then I don't remember what we lost to in game 3. Game has passed, and whatever. It's okay. The main deck Torok did come in and win us a game. I think looking at it after the fact, I don't know what we need. I like it still felt horrible post board. Like I think that this 3 cards for that matchup's just not something that we can do, which is very good to know. I think this Veil Summer needs to be something else, and I almost think Necromancy just needs to go. I think we just need like almost 7 card sideboard slots for that matchup. It wasn't like the traditionalist, but basically the same thing. I think that is something we need to really think about as options and what we need to do to win that matchup. I'm not sure what that involves, but probably I don't know. I'm thinking like I love Tarmogoyf and I think it's a very good card, but I'm almost thinking that in this meta right now, Tarmogoyf is just like might need to be a 3 of and Dothy needs to be a 4 of. Because Tarmogoyf is just not as good as it used to be, at least right now. There's too many... It's awkward because then Murktide comes back and then Tarmogoyf's great, and like Dothy sucks. But like the trend right now is 4 colors dominating, and 4 color beats Murktide. So it's hard to be playing Murktide right now because of that, and we might need to shift the deck to be a little bit better against 4 color. And like I tried that with two main Toroks, but as you saw that game, like it was good main board, but like post board we just didn't have enough. We didn't find our Toroks consistently enough. They probably have Veil of Summers. The Renin 6 was just like a card advantage machine. We can't end up beating that. I don't think Tarmogoyf would have done anything because the removal spell they had was Solitude, so that just ended up mattering. But as for everything else, the deck still felt very strong. The matchups. Oh, we lost to Junt. That's what we lost to, and that was also a mistake. I shouldn't have attacked with the Dark Confidant. That was just like a huge one actually. But anyways, that's okay. We should have won against Jun. We should have probably won against Panza. Those were just like not being terribly with the deck as I am now. So like very doable 4-1, I think. The one loss, again, unavoidable loss, I feel like, was the 4-color deck. Like, I don't think there was a sideboarding error. I don't think there was... the main error was a deck building error, I think. And I'm looking in our past matchups, like, we just didn't need it against... Like, we didn't need the Veils. We didn't need Necromentia at all in this league. Maybe we might need it, but I think Living End's a perfectly fine matchup. And, like, even that, like, I don't think Necromentia is terribly good against them. I think this is a card that probably was fairly decent when Primeval Titan was around, but I think these 4 cards need to go, sadly. And then I think we just need to slot 4 more cards for the 4-color matchup, and then I think this deck will be a little bit smoother and a little bit better. I do like the main board a lot. I think trimming down to 2 Lilianas is very reasonable, especially with like Murktide being a little bit less. 3 Dothy, I think I almost want to be on 4. But like then you'd have to trim a Torok, and I'm liking the Torok main. So like I think where the main board's at, it's dependent on what you want. You could probably play the 4th Dothy and then have this Torok be Lily if you don't have 4-color in your meta or local LGS or whatever. But if you have 4-color, I think this is probably a more optimal build. And honestly, you could be on 3 Toroks if you really want over this like Lily, because Lily's not very good against 4-color. They just have too many like card draw stuff. Basically everything draws a card. And then other than that, sideboard definitely needs some work, but I'm liking where it's kind of at right now. I think, as I said, I think these cards are very solid right here. And basically the cards Necromancy and Veil are just a little off. But anyways, folks, that's going to do it for me. I really appreciate you all for watching, and I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.